Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. And before I get started, Happy New Year. It's 2025. Today we're going to be playing with a suite that's called Beautiful Bokeh. I can't show you the catalog yet. Unfortunately, it's not the 7th of January. But in the suite, there is this beautiful butterfly stamp set. And with this bundle, you also get the butterfly dies, which mine have stuck to the paper. We have some label dies, some detail dies. This one we'll be playing with later. You can make a card shaped like a butterfly. And of course this one here. And we're going to be using this one. I'm going to go ahead and grab what we're using. This one and this one. So that's the dies. And also in this set is a 3D hybrid embossing folder that allows you, so you can see through this, you can die cut, well you'll see it when I die cut it, but you can die cut this big butterfly out of the center here. So we'll be doing that as well. Also in this suite, there is some little trinkets, loose trinkets you can get. I did not get the trinkets. But there's also this beautiful paper. It is called Beautiful Bokeh. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. But the colors in this are Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and Fresh Freesia. And they're all the same pattern, essentially. But it's got like this lights flashing. And on the back side is a corresponding color. You get, I believe there's 8 of each sheet, and there's 6 designs. And this one's sort of a multi, like that. Very pretty paper. Now, typically, this is the part of the show where I show you what we're making. But today, I'm not. I'm going to build the card with you as we go. So we're going to get started. There is so many measurements in this card. I'm not going to try to give you all of them. So if you decide to make this card, which I hope you will, please go to the description below. We'll have all the dimensions. So we need do a little stamping. The colors of ink we're going to be using today are Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. And there's 2 panels. Well, actually, there's 3 panels on the back of this card. And on those, I'm going to stamp in Night of Navy a couple butterflies. Now, this little one here, I'm going to put at the top like that. And this one, I'm going to put down here, and he's going to go off the page just slightly, like that. Those 2 pieces we needed. Our verse, we are going to stamp on this piece of scrap paper. Now, I wanted to make sure my piece of paper was as big as my die, and it is. Like I said, all the dimensions will be listed. And I am going to stamp in Night of Navy. Happy birthday. And we'll be die cutting him, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do a little technique on that. And the next thing we're going to stamp, you should do our envelope while I've got all the ink out. That's the envelope I already used. Let's get the new one. I put that butterfly in one, so we'll put this butterfly in this corner. You can put it anywhere you want it. Okay, I think that's it for Night of Navy. The next ink we need is Balmy Blue. And I have a big enough piece of paper to stamp this very, very large butterfly. And I'm going to take the ink to the butterfly because it's bigger than my stamp pad. And we're going to put him right in the middle here. Now, I'm going to show you several different ways to use these dies and the stamps to make this card. But we're doing tone on tone. And unless I missed something, that is all the stamping on this card. Okay, so I think we should get out. We're gonna need a big machine today. Now I have already cut out of Night of Navy this right here. Now, there's another small die in here, but it's too small for this. But I need to make this small enough that will fit in here. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So, plates. And of course, I buried the plates. We'll need plate 1, plate 2, and 2 plate 3s. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I want to leave, I hope you can see there, I want to leave just a little bit of space, you know, maybe a 1/4 inch on that end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of tape. I don't want it moving on me. Tape that there. And what I like to do, I brought some in with me. Just one. Sorry, I'm digging in my garbage can. I'm only going to cut down to about where the T is. And I like to put a Post-it there just to remind me that's where I'm supposed to stop in the machine. Oh, I guess we were putting another plate 3 on. That'd be very helpful. So we're only going to go part way in. Right there. And then we're going to back it up. Only cut part way through this now. My sticky tape is sticking everywhere. Well, we'll worry about cleaning him off in a minute. Oh, I guess we're gonna get it off right now. So I'm gonna pop this out and you can see we're only cut part way through. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this back in here and you can act and line up where we want this end. So we want it about the same distance as the other one. And you can actually feel and put it right back in the groove, okay? Got it right in the groove, and you can feel it, especially when you're putting pressure on it. And I think there's enough tape left on here to hold this. And then we're gonna go ahead and just run her through now. And it's like that. We pull this off. Boy, I think this piece of tape's gone. Sorry, I'm out of the camera. Oop, and I'm dropping everything. Now we have a much smaller piece than our die. You can do this almost any die you have, but this will fit into here and make us a very nice label with that. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to die cut. Next, we are going to die cut and emboss this all at one time. Now, when you're using a hybrid folder, you're going to want plate 1 and plate 4. And grab my folder, and I'm going to grab this nice big die. And if you take the side that has the stamping up on it, this will slide right in there like that. Just right in the spot. It will fall out if you flip it over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece I cut or stamped. I'm going to try to get this moved so you can see it. I'm lining the stamping up right inside of that. You see where I've got it? Close that up. Get plate 4. Move this back so I can reach the cranking arm. And run this straight through. And out pops our butterfly that is all embossed and die cut. Okay, we're not done with this yet because I have a piece of Daffodil Delight that we are going to, no stamping on this one. We're just going to put it in here, put it back in, put my paper over, make sure everybody's lined up, and I don't knot over my paper. There we go. Just like that. Make sure everything is lined up. Still using these 2 plates. And out pops a Daffodil Delight embossed butterfly without stamping. Now, we still got this folder out. I have some of the Bokeh DSP. Now, I've already done most of them, but I've saved 2. Now I'm going to show you what we're making. This is one of the panels for our card. You see all the embossing on there? We're going to run the DSP through the embossing folder. I've done all of them but 2 to help save time. But if you look at the folder, you've got designs going here and small ones here. Then you got that great big one in the center. So what I'm doing is I'm embossing on either side so I get some of the small ones. So I'm going to put both of my pieces of paper in, off to the sides. Now we'll need plate 1 and plate 4 again. Shouldn't have set it down so far. Trying to make sure I have all the embossing done at one time and all the die cutting. Like I said, I'm not going to give you all these dimensions. Now, when you run DSP through an embossing folder, especially a detailed one like this, you do need to be careful, especially on the edges where it's embossed. They can sometimes crack a little bit as you stress that paper, but they turn out so beautiful. I think we're done with the embossing folder. Now we have one more butterfly to cut, and we'll be using plates 1, 2, and 2 3s because we're going to make a detailed butterfly, and we're going to be doing it out of this pretty Bokeh paper. I haven't cut it, I'm just setting it down in one corner. But the dimensions of how much you need will be in the video, like I said. Actually, on my bow is, I'm going to do a little trimming real fast. I did not realize how bowed my plates are getting. I got new ones on order. They should be here soon. There we go. Put it in the middle. We're going to run this through to give us a beautiful detailed butterfly. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we're done with this. And I'll get rid of all these plates real fast out of my way. And most of them just pop out real easy. You could use your brush on this too, but it's not that detailed, so. We'll get all these little ones if we can. Then we'll pop a corner here. Make sure we've got all the pieces out of our beautiful butterfly. Now, I'm going to do it right now before I forget. Make sure you clean out your dies. Don't leave any little bits and pieces in. And then we will clean up my mess. And now I think it's time to start working on the base of the card. So we are going to need our trimmer, and we need a piece of Balmy Blue. and I'll get my dimensions because I need them. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and we are going to do some scoring. As soon as I have a sip of my tea. Okay, we are going to score at 2 1/8. Make sure I got that on the right one. Yeah. We are going to score at 3 1/4, or 3 3/4. That's what I said. Don't go off my measurements, I say. Look at this thing. 4 3/4. And 6 3/8. That's right. I can't see 6 3/8 on this very easily, and neither are you. If you turn this back around the other side and score at 2 1/8, it'll be much easier for everyone because you can't see them right in there. You have to count them, and I find it easier to do it that way. Okay, I think that's all the cutting I need. I forgot to measure this piece, which we're going to need. I did cut it. It's a piece that's 10 inches long. I want to make sure I cut it to the right size. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold on all these score lines. Yeah, this is a new style of card I've never made. Similar to some others, but a little different. Because we're going to make our butterfly fly. I'm pulling these two side back because the card goes like this. Okay, so let's put our panels on. Let me get all the panels out here I've made so far. Put these together here. And then this one. Love this paper, so pretty. Now I will show you the first one I made. I made it out of the marbled paper I showed you a week or so ago. I had a lot of left. And it turned out very pretty too. But I wanted to use all the new product. Okay, so those are, let me get you all the other pieces out here. They all sort of buried themselves. Okay, there is going to be, I'll give you these as we go here. Okay, and these are the back pieces. Okay, you're going to need 4 of these. I'm going to go ahead and give them to you just so you have them. The Night of Navy is 2 by 5 3/8. Okay, there's 2 of these that are 1.5 by 5 3/8. And there's one of these that is 7/8 by 5 3/8. Like I said, there's a lot of dimensions. And then the back panels, there's 2 that are 1.5 by 5 3/8. And this one is 7/8 by 5 3/8. Now the DSP that goes on this, these are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. This one is 1 3/8 by 5 1/4, and this is 3/4 by 5 1/4. Like I said, there's so many dimensions. Just go look. So what we're going to do is start gluing these on. And I'm going to start on the back of the card first with the white pieces. This is a gatefold card, so your outside pieces will become, on the ends, will become the front of your card. But the back will stay at the back. And it just dawned on me, I have one more thing to score, but we'll do that in a little bit. I forgot to just do the mechanism to make the butterfly fly. So that should be enough for him to write. If you didn't want that much space, you could put more paper and stuff, but I thought I'd leave enough there. Now, 2 of these large ones are going to go here and here. And if you're using different color, remember that if you want these to be the back, you know, you want to move them around. You want the front to be a different color, put them on the back. That's what I meant to say. We have tiny little borders on all this. That one's a little crooked, but I'm not going to worry about trying to change it. Okay. And here and here. Smallest ones. I just love the embossing on that DSP. It's gorgeous. I think it just adds so much to it. Thought about stamping on the DSP, and then I thought, no, what would it look like with the embossing? And that's why I went with the embossing. And this one goes right there. Isn't that pretty? Okay, next, I believe we need to make a belly band for our card. So I'm going to fold my card up like this. It's a little crooked, but I'm not going to worry about it. This is a fat card. We'll hand carry our extra postage, okay? And I'm just going to set this here. And you don't ever score a belly band. Just loosely fold it around your card. Not too tight. You want to make sure that your belly band moves. You see I'm moving it? So what we're going to do, I've got it right. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to put some glue right behind here. And line up my belly band so it's straight. Just like that, and hold that for just a second. This is where our big guy comes into play, because he's going to sit right like that. Okay, yep, I've got that there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue. He's going to go right in the center here. I'm just putting glue right here in the center. Lining up his body. Make sure that the net of navy is not showing through at the bottom here and top. Make sure the butterfly is centered in the middle of the card. You see, he's a big butterfly. And I'm holding this just for a second. Okay, now I'm going to take this belly band off and let this sit and dry. Just set him off to the side while we build the rest of the card. Next we have this little piece and this little guy. And I'm just going to put just a tiny bit of glue on his little body here. Line him up in the center of this one here. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab, let's grab this one, a block, and put that on top and let it dry for a second. Because we're going to make him move and we need to have it dry. There is another piece you do need, is the mechanism. This piece, oh, what is the size of my little mechanism? It is 3 inches by 3/4. Not very big. And we are going to score him at a 1/2 inch. One inch. 2 inches and 2.5. Or you can flip it and do it a 1/2 inch and 1 inch the same again. So you have a piece that looks like that. Now, you're not going to want to burnish this. Got glue all over my desk. What you want to do is just fold this one out. So you've got a little valley, looks like that. And you don't want to, and just fold them with your fingers because you want it to have movement. You don't want it to be staying flat, okay? So now it's time to work on our attachment. Now this attachment is going to go, so I'm putting it on the center like this, okay? So you're going to be putting glue on these 2 little feet, okay? And what I want to do is I want to make sure I've got it in here, but not too high. These butterflies got to sit in the center, so that's about where I need the little thing, right about there. And then we're going to put glue. This does get a little messy sometimes. Little glue here and a little glue here. Doesn't take a lot, but you do need enough that it sticks to that embossing. And fold everybody back down and put it right in the center where you believe you were before. You could mark it with a little pencil if you wanted. And you need to hold this for a second. There's just no way around this. So while we're holding, I'll have another sip of my tea. Because it is early morning. Okay, I think he's just about ready. We'll leave him sit there for just a second. You see, he's not quite dry enough yet. So let's put him back on there for a second. Put the block on. And then our happy birthday, we're going to put glue on the back here. And I'm going to line it up on here. Oop, got to come down a little further. So I have it just about even. Makes a very cute little thing. Okay, I think he's good now. I think he's good enough now. Now our butterfly is going to get glued right on here. I'm going to pull this towards me. So we want to make sure that whole blue piece is covered and then we have our butterfly in the center where it's supposed to be because we want the card to be able to close. And you definitely have to hold the butterfly now. You don't have a choice. Now this is going to go right here in the middle. So I'm going to put a little glue right here in this piece right here. While we're holding this, we can do 2 things. We're going to hold both of them for a second now. Okay, now we've got to decorate that butterfly. And I decided I was going to use the adhesive flat back pearls to do that on this one. And I'm going to put a big one right here where his head goes. And I'm going to put in right down the center here. Some of these. And one more small one. I think I better order some more of those. Right there. You can put as many as you want. I'll show you the other one I made. So, when this stands up now, we can give a little flutter to his wings. So when he stands, hang on here. Sometimes oop, my glue's not dried all the way. This is where you can't rush this. I'll show you on the other one. You've got to make sure that glue on there dries thoroughly. Because when you stand up, he flutters and he stands. And then you close him up like this. Make sure his wings are down when you close it. And put his belly band back on. And he's ready to go. Now let me show you the other one since this one really needs to sit and dry. It really does. This is the other one I made. This is the belly band on it. It was Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. And so there's the back of my other first one. But he's dry, and so he flutters and he moves. This part allows him to move. and he can fly. And when he stands up, his little wings go out, and we have the butterfly who flies. That is Blushing Bride. And these are some old gems. I think they're Moody Mauve. I'm not sure. But they went. So, but that is my flying butterfly. And you see how the wings separate and it flies. Like I said, when you close it, make sure you go like this and like that. And then put the belly band back on. And let's see if he flies a little bit. Oh yeah, he's getting there. Like I said, he's just got to sit and dry. That little mechanism there, you can see the glue is still wet. And it needs to sit and dry. And then he sits up on a mantelpiece like that. It looks so pretty. And a little breeze of wind or something taps it and he flutters his wings. So this is my butterfly card for the 2nd of January 2025, the start of a new year. And I guess a week from today I can show you inside the new catalog. So everybody have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.